Hi everyone, my name is Mia Scott and I'm a board certified nurse practitioner. So let's talk a little bit about your diet. If you follow the standard American diet, also known as the SAD diet, you are already on your way to a life of chronic inflammation and the start of potential disease processes. If you suffer from brain fog, chronic fatigue, GI disturbances, sleep issues, autoimmune issues, any chronic disease process, you would be amazed on how your body can make an entire 180 change with the diet. Let's think about it. Food is your body's source of fuel. What you ingest is so crucial to making your body function at its prime. In today's world, our food is heavily processed, has added sugars, refined toxic oils, and many chemicals that were not meant to be ingested or digested. Every single meal, you are either fueling inflammation or reducing inflammation. Here are some important main tips that we suggest to help make a huge impact on your life. Avoid sugar. Yes, this may be obvious to some, but a lot of people don't know how much added sugar they're really consuming in a day. It is everything. Focus on natural sugars from fruit and avoid added sugars. These will include high fructose corn syrup, fructose, aspartame, and many more. The average American consumes around 60 pounds of added sugar a year. To give you a visual, this would be 6 10-pound bowling balls. So, what if you eat a lot of sugar? Is it really that bad for you? Yes, sugar can disrupt the microbes in your gut, feed cancer cells, cause major inflammation, which then can start other disease processes and so much more. Also, your brain and gut talk to each other throughout the entire day. You know those sugar cravings that you get? This can actually be the bad bacteria telling your brain that it needs more for survival. The less of the bad foods that you eat, the less you will crave them simply because some of the bad gut bacteria just can't survive without it. The second thing I suggest is changing in your life is to avoid seed oils. This is a very controversial topic, and some will tell you that they are fine to ingest. They are a heavily processed byproduct and should absolutely not be in our foods. These are industrial processed fats that can only be made from heavy machinery. It is a very long process pressing seeds and adding an enormous amount of chemicals to make them ingestible because they can be so rancid. Some studies are showing that the average American consumes almost 30% of their calories from seed oils. This is a huge problem. Now, not to get too in-depth with the science, but the seed oils in our body do not need any help to oxidize. They are what is called self-oxidizing. Once ingested, they oxidize in our body, and think of that like a bunch of firecrackers going off. During the oxidation process, they create large amounts of inflammation to our body and blood vessels. This can wreak havoc on our entire vascular system and gut health. Unfortunately, this can be a very tough thing to avoid. They are in everything. If you go to your pantry and start looking at some of the ingredients, I'm guessing about 90% of your pantry has oils in it, like canola oil, vegetable, sunflower, palm. These oils should be avoided at all costs. Stick to the oils like olive, coconut, and avocado oil, and always stick to home cooking. Another good thing to avoid is processed carbs, specifically gluten-containing foods. In America, our crops are heavily sprayed with glyphosate, and it's not so much the gluten itself that can hurt our gut microbiome, but the way it's processed in the US. These would include breads, bagels. If you want to substitute out for bread, stick to whole grains and sourdough. There are many things that can disrupt our gut microbiome and create an inflamed, leaky gut, and our grains in the US is at the top of that list.